Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. We're gonna do some ZRacing, stage 3. Basically the reverse, so we're gonna start in the intestines, going uphill, all that kind of good stuff. Took a look at the field. We got a lot of B's and A's and a smattering of C's, and that's kind of how the land looks. I don't know what to make of this all. It's last two races have been extremely challenging. First one especially for a flat course. I just, I don't know. Last race as well, I think the average for the podium was 4.2, 4.3 watts per kilogram. So it's interesting to say the least. It has been challenging because 4.2 for an entire race is something that I'm not going to hold. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. We are not going to make that that cut per se. So, yeah, the Zwift racing score has been. It's been a bit of a kick for me. It's weird to me in a lot of ways, being a mid-pack C rider with a bunch of B's and A's and then a smattering of C's that are, I assume, higher C's, maybe mid-pack. I don't know. It's tough to say. My score started out at 440. I looked at it today. I've lost 4 points over the last 2 weeks, which is not very significant. In the sense that I'm staying in this category, I'm just getting lower in it. So I don't know. It's got me wondering, should I be seeking out a race with straight up CCAT and race, with the best of C and the worst of C and see how that goes. But I don't know, maybe it's making me faster. I don't know. It's but I'll tell you, it is tough. It is tough. It's super tough. Anybody who races will tell you there is nothing fun about getting smashed a little bit. And it's really painful to kind of get pushed. Like the tendency, like I said, last race, 4.2. I held on for as long as humanly possible until I knew that it was just going to be to my detriment to continue to hold on. And that was after the aqueduct climb. The little sprint across the top, I'm like, I just can't. They were still pushing hard. And it's disappointing in that sense, but it's, you probably push yourself way into the red for that. I had to just kind of take a little bit of pace, take my time, then get back into my groove, and we were fine. Like, my power numbers were down a bit because they dropped right down. And that's the thing. It's, my average, I think, for that race was 2.8, which isn't terrible for me, but it's not 4.2. 2.8, it could have maybe been higher if my pace had been a little more even instead of like absolutely through the roof for the first little bit. But that's just kind of how things go. For those of you that are new to the stream, or watching this on replay, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel so you know when we go racing. We go racing every 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time every week. Get our doors blown off and love every minute of it. and just leave a comment. Let us know if you've raced this course, if you used it as recon, whatever brought you here, let us know because it helps us out and we appreciate it. We've got some goals with the channel that have been set out by my good friend and Twitch streamer Josh WRB. He has set out the goal for me to hit 100K, and yeah, that's a big goal. So we'll see what we can do. I invite you guys to be part of that journey and hang out, have some fun. We have some great people that show up in the chat and show up in the races. If you're a YouTuber as well and you want to join us for racing and you're in the same cat, we love having you here because there's nothing I enjoy more than going and watching somebody else's race and to see how they raced it and see, how they were suffering, where they suffered, how that race played out for them, and potentially learn from the situation as well. So that's what we're about here. We'll go to the race screen here. We're just kind of chillingly warming up because we know it's going to be a big push here. There's like 15 minutes before the start of the race. So if you have to go grab some popcorn or anything like that, by all means do so. Hopefully you've been enjoying the racing at the tour. I think it's been a lot of fun today being a rest day. For those of you who watch the Euro Cup, I know we got a lot of Brits that follow the channel. Sorry guys, it just wasn't meant to be. A disappointing late goal. It was nice to see that goal that got them even, but would have been nice. Would have been really nice. It's just unfortunate. If I'm going to be completely honest, I would have thought the Dutch may have actually beaten England in the semis, but that also wasn't the case. But still, making it to the finals, great result, all good stuff. And for those of you watching the tour, I think it's been pretty exciting. Germay, he's got what? He got his third, and then did he get his fourth? He got his fourth. I mean, he's having a phenomenal tour. It's awesome to see. Cav, of course, breaking the record. Awesome to see. I think a lot of people were questioning whether Jonas had it. I think Jonas is still in phenomenal shape. Pogačar is definitely the man to beat, I think. But, there's still race to go. Pogačar's looking super strong. I'm glad Jonas is there because it wouldn't be the same race. It'd be a lot like the Giro if he wasn't there. I think Pogačar would have just ran away with it. And it's been entertaining racing thus far for those of you who are following. But and it was also nice to see Jonas win a stage. Hey, Hard Claws, welcome to the stream over there on Twitch. Appreciate you dropping in. We're just kind of pre-riding, getting ready to go. Getting our little warm-up in. We got like 12 minutes before things happen. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying the ride, and I've been riding tons outside. I've been doing the trainer road stuff, both indoors and outdoors. It's all right. It's all right. I don't mind it. It pushes me a little bit. Although this week I feel like it really wanted me to take it easy. This is more a recovery week, and I've had a hard time slowing it down. as they would say. So, always interesting. Always interesting. Right, where are we at here? Got 11 minutes to go. Like I said, we're just gonna take it pretty chill leading up here. You know, I'm actually gonna hop off the bike for 1 sec. Make sure that the dog is not looking to come in. He's enjoying the beautiful weather that we're having here. It's been scorcher. It's been hot for us. It's been 30, 35 degrees, which is uncharacteristically warm for us. And we're not used to it. I'm not used to riding that. I've been trying to hit stuff early, go out early, and kind of hit things up while it's cool outside. It's kind of been my go-to move. So I don't know what kind of weather you guys are experiencing thus far. We just also had the stampede here. So, busy week in town. I'm glad to see all the kind of traffic associated with that, and craziness and drunken partying out of here. To say the least, to say the least. All right. Ugh. He's just chilling outside underneath the tree. He's having a good old time. All right. We're just going to join the event before I forget, because that is a thing. Finish our warm-up in the pen. For those of you new to the stream, if you're on YouTube, you can use exclamation points, see how many points you have. You get points for watching. There's a bunch of redeem items, redeem grandma, or redeem alley, which I've been working on a shirt, and another little kind of pop-up thing, so hopefully I'll get that completed. We've got redeem tricycle, we got LA, we got cowbell, we got more cowbell. So lots of good fun. On Twitch, there's obviously the cheer equivalents over there. We have 13 in the pen. At the time I looked at this, and I'll look at it again here, I think there was only 36 people signed up, which is not a lot. Oh, it's up to 48, just refreshed. And a lot of those guys are category B, and a few cat A's, and a smattering of cat C's, such as myself. So we're gonna see what we can do. This is tough. I watched George's stream. He raced this a bit earlier. You may have seen George on the stream a couple times when he was in Cat C. He raced a few races when he was in there. A good strong racer. When he did this race, it's the reverse, and I think he was doing the categories as well. I think it's bumped him up pretty high up there as well. And the first little bit of this might not be fun at all. In about 0.7 kilometers, it starts going up and up and up and up. There's a little reprieve, then up some more, and then it's down. And then it's through the rollers, flats, you got the aqueduct, and then it's pretty pan flat to the finish. I suspect it's going to be a sprint finish with whoever manages to stay with the big group. And that's going to be my challenge, is to stay with that big group. As we have seen last few, the race score has not been kind to me. And again, I said at the beginning of the stream, but we were ranked for 40 in the last two races where we have been unceremoniously dropped in both. We are down to 436. That's our score. We've lost 4 points. It's not a ton of points to just kind of lose, I guess, is what it's at. It's just makes it interesting, to say the very least. I've been looking at a lot of the results and looking at people and tracking kind of how the scoring's going and who's been going up, who's been staying the same. And where it sort of goes. In fact, my first race where I was dropped, my score went up. But like I said, that was a really strong field. And it was a super fast. The second one, still a strong field. We lasted much longer before we got ourselves in a spot of trouble. And we lost 4 points in that race. So it's interesting. But, you know, losing 4 points, it means at my current rate, if I were to do the same performance repeatedly for the next 10 weeks, then I would see a category drop. Will that happen? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, I'm curious. How does race score work? This is all new to me. Can one race up in category and not within the score range? You can race up, you can't race down. So whatever, they have a seed score based on your past race history. And you can race up, so you can race up with all the fast boys if you want, but you can't race down. So that's how that works, Scott. It's much like the A, B, C, D category. You can race up, but you can't race down. Eventually, you will get dropped down, but it's more result-based than anything else. So it's to stop people from, you know, repeatedly winning week in, week in, week in, week in, week out, and they're not getting any faster per se. They're just at that top point of the category. I find the category is very broad. Like I said, I'm a mid-pack C, but you know, if you take a look at the roster on this race, there are A's, there are B's, and there's a small amount of C's. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure exactly what in my last win was. I want to say March, April was my last win, my last podium. I haven't won anything since, so I don't know what weighed me so high. But here I am. It could be my sprint, it could be a lot of things, but you know, I've got no sprint based on what's going on. It's probably a great idea to help sandbag. And that's kind of what, exactly, Scott. They're trying to get people to not sandbag. I mean, if you win, you win. You know, it's, and it's a lot like actual category racing where it's like, you know, when you start racing crits and such, you know, you get points for races and eventually you get upgraded. And that's just how it goes. So A, B's, and C's, and most importantly a JD. Thanks, Lee. We're gonna see how long we hang out this time. I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. Like I said, last race, the top spots were all like 4.2, which is, I think that's Cat A power. That's so. We'll see. The problem is that hurts me a lot at the beginning of the race. Wait, what does race score do? Race score is basically just how they categorize things instead of A, B, C, and D. They give you a seed score, they plop you in a thing. If you win races, you go higher. You lose races, you go lower, although the drop is a lot slower. I was seated at 440. I have been beaten to hell in the last 2 races, and I have dropped 4 points, which leaves me well still above anything going down. So that's what that is, LePage. Go all in on the S's, and a bit of ease off after that. Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. At the 0.7 kilometer mark will be the start of the up, and we'll do our best to stick with and not pop. Ale, 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 ale. Oh. Whew. Sorry, guys. Oh. Ale, 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 ale. Oh, they managed to keep away. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Lynn. Besides just like motoring at 5 watts a kilo like it's nothing. Yeah, they were good. It was good work all around. Nothing but good things to say about these two. They worked. We all worked. My legs are pretty cooked, so. I don't know if I have a cook or a kick. Thanks for the ride on, Lee. Ale, 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 ale. Big props to those two. Big props. Nice pulling, boys. That was tough. Whew. That was tough. Nice to see that the top score is a little more civil, but I'm gonna be honest. There is definitely a group of guys in this race that have more power than what's showing on the board. Hands down. Hands down. Although, this is the kind of race where it's like, you push on the up, you settle in the flats, you push on the up, you drop a couple guys off the back. Unfortunately, I was one of those. And, you know, we try to claw back some stuff, but also good job in that group that it was ahead. You know, it's that was pretty impressive. Like, keeping us off a couple of times. I thought we were going to claw them back. They got a little burst, and yeah, it's despite my poor finishing in the standings, I'm pretty happy with that race. I'm happy with the effort. Happy that I got dumped with a couple guys that were willing to work. Because that makes a world of difference. I know sometimes, like, when you get dumped out in no man's land, it's that's no fun at all. And the incentive is to push a little bit. I mean, you know, 5-minute power 3.3, 20 minutes 3.0. I feel like that's a win for me. Clearly my sprint at 6.3 at the end totally cooked by the effort, but I'll take it, man. I will take it. You know, I would normally throw up a Joe Pesci, but I don't feel this ride deserves a Joe Pesci. So if you're here for Joe, I'm sorry, guys. Just not today. I feel pretty good with that. I still think that you know, and I don't know what your guys' experience is with this new ranking, but if you're in my position, which is the bottom of this rank, where I'm getting put in with A's and B's and a small little, you know, the little salt dab of C's, I feel like I'm a little bit off. Now, here's some interesting stuff too. So, Frey at 3.4, Taylor 3.1, 3.3, 3.2. Then you start going down, and there's some bigger numbers, some 4s, 3.6, 3.8, 3.6, 3.7, 3.6. That tells me that those guys did a great job of probably staying in the draft, staying fresh, and then killing it at the end. Because those are some big power numbers. 3.4, 3.5, like everybody's there. This guy was interesting, Lynn, who just blew past at 5 watts a kilo. I don't understand what was going on there, but needless to say, he blew past us all like we were standing still, and we were still working really hard at that point. And then we've got us, our little group. Hawk Tua, I think Hawk Tua is I think they were either B or A when I looked. Of course, the name stood out because of the viral sensation. They're lighter? Okay, fair enough. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty good with that performance, I guess. Like I said, I would rather be at the front in contention and have a hope and a prayer at kind of getting in there for a good sprint finish, but it hasn't been in the cards. Appreciate everybody dropping in. LePage Master. Who else did we have over on Twitch? I saw a couple names pop up there. It's Scott, as well as Hard Claws. Appreciate you all. Oh, thanks for the raid, Hard Claws. Geez, I missed that completely. Sorry about that. So props up to you, Hard Claws. Thanks for the raid over on Twitch. Mark Rides Bikes, Lee. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it. Hopefully we made it at least a little bit entertaining for you guys, in the sense that we worked as hard as we could. So hope you guys have a great week. If you're racing on Zwift, best of luck in your races. You guys are all fantastic. Appreciate the support. If you haven't done so already, smash that like button, hit subscribe. We go racing every Monday, 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, or equivalent in your time zone. I don't know what that is. I don't know them all off the top of my head, but appreciate it, guys. Anyways, we will catch you next time. Until next time, see ya.